Welcome to the show, ladies and gents. We're here. We talk about wrestling.
Charlotte beat me. I put you in a neck brace before. I have no problem doing it again.
You haven't seen it, honey? I was...
Oh, bitch! No, the fuck y'all did so much balls. What is happening? There's too much balls on that ref. Too many red balls. Look at all these balls. Look at this. Damn! Oh, Jesus! We are witnessing child abuse on TV, Lord. Oh, have mercy. Now, watch your mouth when you talking to me, ho. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You ain't getting nothing. You don't get nothing. You either earn it or you don't. You pasty bitch. That ain't how this works. Uh-oh, hit him with a zigzag. Let's go, baby. Let's go, dog. Let's go. I'm fucks with it. We sick of your shit.
Hey, girl, hey. Life, relationships, pop culture.
Well, go ahead. I'm listening. And he'll be looking at me. He will be looking at me and he will go to sleep. He will go to sleep. Look at me in my face. I'm talking to you.
We talk about it all, baby. So, y'all ready? I know y'all ready. Because it's showtime. And that's on the ancestors, baby. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm just getting some of the graphics uploaded so I can make sure I have everything right. Can you turn it down? Make sure I got all of this stuff and all the graphics that they put up more specifically. So we ain't gonna make this too long. We ain't gonna make it too drawn out. We gonna make it short and sweet. We gonna keep it riding nice and breezy around this bitch. Okay, here we go. Now today, they pretty much continue to set up Survivor Series, which was to be expected. There were some filler matches in there, but for the most part, they set up Survivor Series. All right. Now, if you don't know, what you don't know is a lot. Survivor Series is Saturday, starting at 7, I believe, for the kickoff and 8 for the main show. All right. So, let me get y'all comments in so I can get these comments down. Hello, Hiram. Hello, Janelle. Hello, Nika. Hello, young boy Jay. Hello, Aaliyah. Hello, Sally. Sally Acorn. It's a funny name. I'm sorry. Hello, Kayla. All right. So today what we got was a full-on lead into Survivor Series. They decided to use some of the boys from SmackDown to help fill out Monday Night Raw. So today, Kevin Owens is obviously a Raw guy, kicked off the show and invited the Brawling Brutes and Drew to the show, seeing as how he was invited to SmackDown last week. Okay. Basically, they just said what to do in Survivor Series. The key part that y'all needed to focus on specifically is what Kevin Owens said. Kevin said very clearly, I did not sign on to be a part of the Survivor Series team for the Brawling Brutes for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is still my brother, no matter what he does. However, this issue he has going on is separate from me, and I ain't got nothing to do with that. The only man I signed on for is for Roman. Now, given the fact that Kevin Owens kicked off Roman Reigns as well, technically it was Jey Uso. So let's not take it away from Jey Uso, okay? Technically, Jey Uso kicked off Roman Reigns' reign as the champion. But given the fact that Kevin was the first true challenger to give Roman a good run for his money, it is only fitting that he be one of the last challengers that Roman Reigns has, if not the last challenger. Now, what I do think is ingenious about that is that it took 2 years for them to circle back to Kevin. Started off with Kevin, it's going to end with Kevin. And that kind of is poetic justice, if you ask me. If they do it this way, I won't be mad about it. I would love it. I would relish in that, okay? Because I fucking love Kevin. And Kevin been getting shafted for a long goddamn time. And I know that he's a Triple H guy. But at this clear present moment, Kevin, besides Sammy, is one of the most over superstars in the E right now, okay? And it would only be poetic justice that he ends Roman's title reign. Like, it would just be like, some of the best steak, pork chop, whatever your favorite meat is, or whatever your favorite vegan meal is, it'd be the best mac and cheese you ever had in your life. It'd be salty, it's good, got a little butter, got that extra cheese on top, child. It's delicious. Okay? Easy breezy, maybe beautiful, but not cover girl because copyright. But I can't word. Anyways, Kevin made it very clear that after he finishes with him in War Games, he coming after them 2 little babies that he got. Okay? So I was like, I'm here for all of this. I'm here for all of it. Make it happen. Make it work. Okay? Now, the Brawling Brews come out and they talk their shit. And then out comes the motherfucking OC. Not the OC, but the Judgment Day. They claim they run the show. I don't see nan title of any kind, mid-card, top, tag team, not even the women's title on none of these hoes. So I don't know what they running besides their mouth, because everything else is a moot point at this point. I honestly don't understand the appeal. And Dominic being on the microphone, yeah, it's very cringe. I just need him to go sit down somewhere. I need you to continue hangling from your mommy's pubic hairs. Then you need to continue to do that. But don't ever get on the microphone. That's not your forte. That's not your speed. That's not something that you should do. One thing I do want you to do, though, is when Andrade come back, because Andrade will be back. When Andrade come back, pay attention. When you see Santos Escobar walk out there, pay attention. Pay attention, babes. Pay attention to your daddy. Since he ain't want to whoop your ass, the least you could do is model yourself after your father. Pay attention to the Latin stars who are there, who have the swagger. Pay attention to Joaquin and Raul. Pay attention to them. They got style. They got swag. You ain't got none of that. You a Similac breath, wet behind the ears, bitch. And it just emanates from you, from your throat, from the way you talk, body language. It just emanates. It just emanates. It emanates from your very pores, honey. And you got to clean that up. I don't know what else to tell you other than that. The only thing Judgment Day runs are the ropes on a good day. I can't. It's just you're not fun, Dom. And you're very cringe. It's scary how cringe you are. We talk about Dominic. However, this led to a 6-man tag team match. They ended up having a match. Brawling Brutes picked up the W. all was well in the world, okay? Until Finn got in his feelings and decided he wanted to attack Sheamus. This caused, as while they was out there running out there fighting, the OC came out there to thwart Dominic from running back. Man, when I tell you that Luke Gallows kicked the ever living shit out of Damian Priest. I ain't never seen a key eye kick like that before in my life. But when I tell you that took me out, child, that was a key. I had to record that and laugh at that myself. That was the only commentary I did today. But child, that shit was funny. That shit was funny. I said, baby, honey, your big ass don't need to be having your legs up there like that no more. Well, he kicked the shit out of Damian Priest. For the most part, that segment ended where it ended, okay? Later on in the night, you'll see something with the OC and Rhea Ripley bitch ass and the rest of the merry band of idiots coming out there starting shit. But we move on to some bigger and better things, okay? Now, we didn't have a lot of women's stuff. The women's stuff was saved for the last of the show, okay? Towards the end, we didn't really see any of the girls until the end of the show. That's when we saw Bianca and Asuka and all of them. That was all saved for the very last, 20 minutes of the show, okay? So everything else was just setting up for Survivor Series. So we had a segment with Seth sitting in the back. He was protected, obviously. He was in the back. He was interviewed. And Seth Rollins basically was just asked, how he was feeling after being attacked 2 weeks in a row viciously by two different wrestlers, right? And Seth Rollins was just like, bitch, I'm in my bag. I'm Peachy King. I'm wonderful. I feel great. I'm champ. And everybody wants a piece of me. Hell, I want a piece of me too. I'm a star. Right? Now, basically, he said Bobby Lashley. I can understand why Bobby Lashley's pissed. And Bobby Lashley's a brute. I've dealt with brutes before. But he said Austin Theory, he tried to take a page out of my book. He tried to take me out from behind. And we all know that Austin Theory is just one dumb kid. He said he's not dumb for trying to cash in on me. In fact, I respect that. What he's dumb at is thinking that he could take me out. That attack that he did on me last week, that's where he was dumb at. Well, Seth Rollins said, I'm one of one. I said, what you finna say? I ain't finna sing no Beyonce up and through here. He said, I'm one of one. I'm the visionary. I am revolutionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins. And I'm the champ. And I don't care who comes up. They're all going to fall before me. Well, Bobby Lashley, he didn't like that too much. And neither did Austin Theory. Austin Theory was standing in the back. And basically, Austin Theory just said, I am not that little kid that y'all been running around here disrespecting no more. He said, I done got rid of all the things that was distracting me. And he said, yeah, losing that briefcase, losing the title, all of that shit has taken me to a place where I don't have shit to lose. And I'm a whole new person. And he said, I don't give a damn about none of that, but I'm getting that United States Championship from you. And that's happening. And I was like, okay, Austin, whatever, babe. And then, of course, because he said something about Bobby Lashley and, the king of no eyebrows was like, babes, this ain't what you want. He was like, first of all, don't side talk me, bitch. Okay? Don't come out here talking shit about me because you don't know me like that. You don't know me like that. He said, matter of fact, get your ass out there in the ring. Since you want to talk shit, I'll meet your ass out there. He said, you out here talking shit about me. We ain't finna do this. We ain't finna do this. Okay? Bobby Lashley comes sauntering his ass out there. He was like, I gave you the keys to the kingdom, kid, and you could not unlock the door. What happened, baby? Did you forget how to put your key in the hole? Huh? What happened? How did you mess up the bag? How did you fumble the bag? And Austin was like, wait a goddamn minute now. Wait a minute. Wait. Because he said, if I recall, your ass was champion and got in your feelings because you got your ass whooped by Brock Lesnar and then turned around and challenged Seth and he stole your championship from you. Not only that, but then your bum ass got mad because Lesnar cost you your championship and then you went on over to Crown Jewel and got beat again. So he was like, if we calling a spade, you lost multiple times, sir. I was like, oh, well, I mean, he has a point. I mean, he has a point. Like, I was like, 1 + 1 is 2, babe. You did. Well, that didn't sit too well with Mr. Lashley. RoboCop had enough. He was like, well, you know what? Ain't gonna be no more talking. And they just start fighting, child. They start fighting. When Austin picked up the chair and hit that man in the back with the chair, motherfucker Bobby Lashley ate that shit like it was a double cheese steak with provolone, extra mushrooms, onions, and bell pepper on a real nice soft hoagie bun. Okay? He ate that damn chair. He said, bitch, hold on. Austin Theory ass ran his ass out that arena so damn fast. Child. The match is set and the stage is ready to go. It's Austin Theory versus Seth freaking Rollins versus Bobby Lashley. What I told y'all it was going to be sans Mustafa Ali. Now, here's how Mustafa plays in. Because Austin had a match with Mustafa. And after he won the match, he tried to beat him up. That's how Bobby Lashley came out there. Now, he came out there and ran to the back and then threw Mustafa into Bobby Lashley. And Mustafa, in his haze, pushed Lashley and was like, yo, man, what's wrong with you? Basically thinking that was Theory. It was not. And then Bobby Lashley's bitch ass was on some bitch nigga shit. Straight up attacked the man and threw him into the media board several times and beat the hell out of him. Like, now listen, I'm all for good TV and I'm all for that. But like, why do Mustafa always gotta be the punching bag? I see a pattern. I'm not liking the pattern, but I'm gonna be quiet about it. Because I know somebody else see the pattern. But Mustafa Ali been getting his ass whooped for almost 2 months. I ain't seen no comeuppance for that. Nobody has gotten anything. Like, Mustafa ain't had no traction. None. They made it seem like they was going to start the storyline with Mustafa, but then they just dropped it. And I'm just like, what is going on here? What is this? Either way, Mustafa Ali is not a part of this match. They decided to make it a triple threat. So it will be Seth freaking Rollins going up against RoboCop Bobby Lashley and little baby wet behind the ears, Similac breath Austin Theory, honey. So it's going to be Theory, Lashley, Rollins. All going to be vying for the biggest belt on Monday Night Raw. And that is the United States Championship. Who is going to win? My pick is going to be Seth freaking Rollins. I don't think that they're going to have Seth drop this title unless Seth is mysteriously going to end up in some type of feud with Roman, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon, hence. Don't think it's happening. Seth Rollins is going to keep that title until they decide what they're going to do with these fucking championships that Roman has, okay? Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley will probably continue to feud outside of Rollins, and then they'll put Rollins on somebody else. But I don't believe that they're going to have them drop those titles. I just don't. Now, did they say on the show that they were announcing the last Women for War Games match on SmackDown, or was that just a new rumor? I didn't finish the show tonight, unfortunately. The last member of Bianca's team will be announced on Friday Night SmackDown. Obviously, that was to get people to watch Friday Night SmackDown outside of the War Games Advantage match for the men. Sorry, hello, how was your day? Hope all is well. All is well as it can be. But hello. Hello, Joey. He said, right, when you say I'm one of one, I started singing Beyonce. I'm the only one, okay? You have to sing it. Unique. Hello. I always say I'm gonna mess his name up, but I usually get it right. So I'm gonna say it's Demonte. I'm gonna say that's what it is. I hope so. And you whoosies. You two got similar breath. Seth, it's gonna be Seth. It's gonna be Seth. Who's the fifth person of Team Bianca Belair at Survivor Series War Games? You're gonna have to watch SmackDown Friday in order to find that out, just like the rest of us, babe, because they did not announce that tonight. So there you go. But I give you a little hint. I bet you it's Becky Lynch. She's the only one who's plausible. She's the only one who has real legitimate beef with Damage Control and would actually add to the match outside of Candice. It very well could be Candice. But to me, let's put it this way. Letting all of this go all the way to SmackDown. Take it out. Just check the minute. Letting all of this go to SmackDown, it doesn't make no sense to me for Candice. And I'm not trying to shit on Candice. Candice is great. But she's not a marquee name like Becky Lynch. And it wouldn't make sense to just have that be the announcement. If you're going to do something big like moving it to SmackDown for the announcement, it's got to be for a name. And it definitely seems like it's going to be Becky. It's going to be Becky. All right. What's the word? Well, it looks like the word is Survivor Series. 2 words. Hello, Dale. Hello. I got it right. I always make sure I ask you if I got it right. Because I'm going to look at it and then I'll be trying to think and say, how am I supposed to say that? Okay, it's supposed to say Demonte. I know that's what it's supposed to say. No problem, Steven. Demonte said he thinks it's going to be Becky Lynch. I say Candice or Becky, but I know it's Becky. I think it's Becky, but that's what I was thinking. I love Candice, but why waste this long to announce Candice? If it was gonna be Candice, she would have showed up tonight. I just don't believe that they would just wait that long to announce Candice. No shade to her, but anywhoosies. Now, the OC and Judgment Day have been going back and forth for well over a month, and we tired of y'all hoes. Okay, we tired of y'all. We tired of Finn Balor and his weird ass heel persona. His heel persona is weird. What you finna do, babe? Did you get the mac and cheese? His heel persona is weird, y'all. I don't know what the fuck is going on with him, but he is a weirdo. It's like he got a complex for no fucking reason. And I think that's part of his charm and persona, but it's weird. And I don't too much believe it. And I know that Finn he's a great heel, always has been. I've never had any problems with Finn. Finn's a great wrestler and everything in between. But this thing with him in Judgment Day to me just doesn't work. I don't like it. I'm not feeling it. I could care less. Like Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley and even Dom being there doesn't matter to me. But Finn is a sore thumb. Like, I feel like he don't fit in the regime. Everybody else can kind of fall in line. You see where Dominic is basically a lapdog for Rhea. Damien is just a whore. And then Rhea Ripley is like they de facto leader. And they trying to make Finn be the lead out guy, but it doesn't work. And I generally just don't care for Finn Balor in this particular role, but it is what it is, you know. Now it's gonna be Rosa. Child. It's so dumb. It is weird. He's a weirdo. If I see Rosa, I'm blaming you. She's not coming back. She's not coming back. There's officially 5 matches for the Survivor Series card so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So the OC were in the back being interviewed by, I believe it was Kathy Kelly, and they were back there discussing what, why they interfered and all that good shit. And basically, she was like, Finn and you go way back. How are you feeling about this match with him? And he basically was like, me and Finn were really good, close at one point, but I've come to realize that my family is these guys. These are my brothers. This is my sister. This is my family. And he was like, this is where I'm going to, reside for a while. And this is where I shine the most. I shine with my family. And I was like, oh, amazing. So then, we hear Rhea Ripley call Mia Yim's name and bust that girl in the face with her foot. Thank you. Damn. That's all that was left. What the fuck? And bust that girl in the face with her foot. Pseudo trying to take her out. And essentially, she did. Mia was gone, and then old girl decided she was going out there to do her match with Asuka. Now listen. Rhea won the advantage for Damage Control's team going up against Bianca's team. I have watched enough War Games matches to know that whoever gets the damn advantage in the match does not win the match. It has happened every single time. Every time Undisputed Era got the advantage in the match, they lost. Every single time. Every single time a female, like when it came to Shayna Baszler going in there with Rhea Ripley, Shayna and them had the advantage going in that match. They lost. I'm telling you. Damage Control is not winning at Survivor Series. They are not, babes. I am warning y'all. If they do, I'll be shocked. But I don't think they're winning. I really don't. Okay, Tim. So based off Bliss body language and what Corey said, do you think she gonna turn, or was it said to throw people off? I don't really put a lot of stock in what Corey say because Corey said a lot of fucked up weird shit. But everybody want Bliss to be a heel so damn bad. In my humble opinion, Bliss could very well turn on her group. If she does, kudos to you, bitch. I don't know. I'm being honest. To me, it would make more sense for her to attack Bianca after War Games than during War Games. I understand the appeal of her doing it during War Games because then the whole show will be lopsided for Bianca. It'll be an uphill battle for Bianca's team. Totally get that, 100% for that. But that is a trope that they have used before. I think they should go into War Games clean. Go in there clean, let them fight it out. When it's over, then let Bliss attack her. You know what I'm saying? Because Royal Rumble's coming up. And then after that, you have Elimination Chamber. Then she gonna need opponents for that. Ain't gonna be no more teams and squads and none of that shit. It's every woman for themselves. You feel me? But it's very possible, given Bliss's history. But, you know, whoever gets the advantage on Friday, does that mean they're going to lose? The bloodline is going to get the advantage on Friday. Trust me. If the Brawling Brew, if Sheamus and Drew get the advantage on Friday, I'm going to be dead ass. I'm going to be fucking shocked. Because if you're going to do this the way that I think they're going to do it, while Kevin doesn't need momentum, that momentum swing of them beating the bloodline in the War Games is unmatched. They would have a complete and utter contested win over the bloodline, and it would give KO a direct shot at Roman. Everybody else is not going to go after Roman. Sheamus isn't going to do it yet, but Kevin definitely should be the one. If they decide to put a halt on on Kevin, sick him on Sammy for a little bit, cool. But Kevin ultimately should be the one. If Kevin wins Royal Rumble, like I think they might do, then my theory would be even more right. Can't wait for the Royal Rumble. If what's his face is healthy, Cody, he probably gonna be your winner. But if he ain't ready to go, I think they should give it to Kevin. I'm telling y'all. Anyways, the girls are setting up their squads. Friday, we're gonna see who is gonna win or who's gonna be a part of Team Bianca heading into War Games Saturday. The men's War Games match. Now I give it to Kevin. I think it's going to be Cody. If Cody comes back, more than likely they're going to give it to Cody. But I would love to see Kevin be the Royal Rumble winner. I would love that. And Don is right. Because I've been calling for Shayna to win the Royal Rumble ever since Ronda got that title. I saw it coming. And if they do what I think they're doing, which was this is the direct play-by-play from what I said before. Have Shayna and Ronda run through the roster. Ronda win the Royal Rumble. And then they fight it out. But give it to Shayna in the end. No shade to Ronda. But Shayna's the one. Shayna's the one that's going to lead the SmackDown Women's Division out of this darkness that they've been in. And it's not necessarily Ronda's fault. I don't blame her. I know some people do. But I don't blame her. But unfortunately, she can't do it. It's gotta be Shayna. Interesting choices. It's gonna be Shayna Baszler. If they don't give it to Shayna, I'll be fucking shocked. Anyways, War Games for the men is set. Now, I'm finna say something controversial. Y'all gonna be like, how you gonna turn on them like that? But y'all, I think the men's War Games match is gonna be better than the women's match. I think that this men's War Games match is gonna be better than the women's match. Don't get me wrong. I think the women's match will be good, but I don't think it'll be better than this match. You took the food out?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? He said most definitely. Of course. Yep, I agree. I have to agree. Don was talking about my comments towards Ronda. He said, no, it's not her fault. She needs worthy opponents and she don't really have any. No, she doesn't. But I think if you put the title on on Shayna, while Shayna is a massive, in terms of her wrestling capability and her overall, how can I put it? Like her overall aura when she walks into a room in terms of her being able to be a dominant champion, I think it can be more plausible that she wrestles in the ring with other people and they could possibly beat her because they have Ronda in this bubble of just being the baddest woman on the planet and she has been deemed like unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? So in my humble opinion, Ronda and Shayna need to have a feud first. Shayna needs to knock off Ronda. That feud needs to last a little bit. A little bit. It should start after she wins the Rumble. Shayna and Ronda should start building their feud then. I don't know when Shayna could turn on Ronda, maybe in the chamber. You know, if they do elimination chamber, maybe Shayna could turn on Ronda then, or maybe after the chamber she turn on her. Either way, she got to turn on her. And then you start booking the matches. First match, WrestleMania. Let's say Ronda cheat to win at WrestleMania like Charlotte did. Second match. What's after Mania? Money in the Bank usually. This year I think it's going to be King of the Ring. Had them fight there. And you can have Ronda drop it there. And let that be what it is. Like, it don't have to last super long, but it need to be a lengthy feud with enough meat and potatoes to it so that when Ronda do lose it, it has substance. You know what I'm saying? Before you get in the shower, can I please have another ginger ale? I need some more water. Just so you have like a little chew to it. And then they can move on from there. And that's when because after WrestleMania, I hear is when they're going to start shaking things up. They're going to draft and everything's going to be jumbled. And they're going to have people come up to the roster from NXT as well. So it's going to be a lot going on. The men finna eat. Very much so. That's not super controversial because they've been passing it back and forth. It really is though, because usually, not even on front. Last year in the men's War Games, That match was better than the women's War Games match. And quite frankly, the last 2 years of War Games in NXT have not been that great. They have not been great. I don't know what it is, but it just wasn't good. The men's War Games matches, on the other hand, oh, them things ate. But the women's was lackluster, and I believe it was lackluster due to the people who were in the matches. Yeah, Cora Jade in the matches, Mandy was in it. You know, it just didn't give, honey. And you was like, oh, this is terrible. If you don't believe me, go back and watch it. You'll see what I mean. But it's controversial because people don't like to hear that the women matches aren't going to be great. But when you say that about the men's match, like, there have been times where the men's title match was not as good as the women's title matches were. You know what I'm saying? And you could very easily say that those matches weren't great. But if you say the women's matches weren't great, then you a hater. So I had to preface it, child. You know what I'm saying? I think the men's War Games are going to be better than the women's as well. No disrespect to the women. Do you think they should do the draft after the Royal Rumble if they don't want to wait until after WrestleMania? They're going to do it after Mania. It's not smart to do it after the Royal Rumble. After the Royal Rumble, you are resetting the whole company before you start booking WrestleMania. Now, while that may seem enticing at the moment, you're going to start before that big match. The show of WrestleMania should be a season ending show. That's where their season should end. And then they should start, they can do a break in between and then restart in September with their season premiere and shit. Like they always do, because they can't help it. They're on TV, and TV shows have to have season premieres or whatever. So it's not smart to me to do that, because you're not giving yourself the opportunity to truly reset. So let's say a feud is set at Royal Rumble. That means with the shakeup, you wouldn't be able to let them switch sides. Even though you could, you would make it more convoluted than you have to. And I think the smart thing to do is to just wait until after Mania. All feuds that have started should end, whether they've been happening all year long or for a few months. They should end at Mania, as well as NXT feuds. They should end at Stand and Deliver. All of that shit should be over and done with. And then you need to set up for the draft. You need to draft your superstars, switch them off to the different brands, and then you need to figure out what the hell. But before that, you need to figure out what the hell you're gonna do with them belts. Okay? Because you got the tag team division locked down. You got the men's main event title locked down. Roman's had that championship for 2 years. And while I won't deny that he's been a decent champion, it didn't serve that championship, or it did not serve the division as a whole for him to hoard both titles. If he would have dropped one, I would have been okay with that. But he doesn't need both of them. He doesn't need them. He needs to drop them as soon as possible. And that's, like I said, it's no shade to Roman, because I like Roman and I respect what he has done for the last 2 years. I might give Roman Reigns a lot of shit. I do. It's funny, which is why I do it. But overall, there hasn't been a champion in the E besides Brock Lesnar who's been able to dominate that way that he does. Whether he has help or not is outside of the scope. We're just talking about what we're seeing right now from him as the actual champion. Okay, there's few people who can really fuck with what he's been able to do. And while that's all well and good, you're gonna look at the longevity of it and how it works for both shows. So WWE has to answer to two masters. They have USA Network and they have Fox. Fox is fine. You know why? Because they get Roman every other week at the bare minimum. At bare minimum, Roman Reigns is on their TV screens, on their network, twice a month. Okay? He's there. He cuts his promos. It is a rarity that he wrestles. Okay? It is a rarity that he wrestles. But he cuts his promos. He might do a couple spears and Superman punches and shit. And then Roman's gone, but he's there. And that's all that matters, right? But that ain't the case with USA Network, you see. So WWE had to kind of make it so that there was a championship to vie for, but you needed somebody to have it so that it can be coveted. Who do you give it to? Because at the time, Bobby had it. Nobody was checking for Bobby Lashley as United States champion. Nobody cared. Bobby had been champion. This is his second go round as champ. So nobody really cared that Bobby was champion. But you put that title on Seth freaking Rollins and have him walking around with that championship, blonde hair just to swing it, $3,000 suits on and cackling like a damn hyena. Everybody ain't their mama wants to take the damn title off of Seth freaking Rollins. It's a ratings grab. It's gold. And it was hella smart, in my opinion. But now you have a prominent title on the show that people are going to vie for and actually respect as a coveted championship. And that was the point. That's why it's happening. That's why Seth is champion. And that's why he's going to remain champion. He's not dropping that title to either one of them fools. If he does, I'll be shocked. Generally shocked. Okay? Would it have been easier for WWE to give the championship to Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle? While I would have loved that, easier, yes. Smart, no. I will tell you why. Drew McIntyre was champion throughout the pandemic, and I don't think a lot of people really appreciated it or cared for it. And while I did, I love Drew. I have always been an advocate for Drew because I feel like a lot of times Drew gets shafted because of the circumstances that he be put in. But it just wouldn't have done Drew McIntyre service to take the title off of Roman during that time. It would have worked in terms of giving Drew his moment. That he never got with Mania and everything like that. He never got the chance to have that big win, So it would have worked at giving Drew his moment. But in the grand scheme of things, no. Because of what we possibly could be getting right now with Kevin and Roman, that to me sounds like a more palatable match for either Mania itself or just Royal Rumble, which I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to book Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for Royal Rumble. But I don't think that it would have been smarter to give Drew the title or easier. It would have been easier for sure, but I don't think it would have been smart, which is why they held back on doing that. But they damn sure made it look like they was going to give it to him. I'll give them that. They worked hard on that one. Now, there's going to be a press conference after Survivor Series on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Right after Survivor Series War Games, there's going to be a press conference. That press conference might have some little tidbits. So, we have to watch out for that. We have to look so we can see what the hell is going on. Because they usually give us a little, they give us a little. Sorry, y'all, I had to blow my nose. Okay. Sorry, y'all. They give us a little, little drops, little breadcrumbs, So we have to go see, honey. All right. So there's going to be a press conference on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. The main event matches are going to be Roman Reigns, the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes. And of course, Team Bianca versus Team Bailey. Well, Damage Control. Then you've got the leaders of the OC and Judgment Day. They're going to fight. And of course, you got the triple threat match with Rollins, Theory, and Lashley. And you have the match with Shotzi and Ronda Rousey for the women's title. Now, me personally, I don't think that Shotzi is going to get this W, but I'm not 100% against it. If they decide to do it, that'd be kind of cool. You know, I'd be like, ooh, look at them trying to do something different. That's cute. Hold tight, y'all.
Damn right we take turns being wrong. I get real accountable when I'm alone. I get real about it all when I'm alone. It's so crazy missing you. I get on. Now Julio made me a Scorpio. And I might hit your phone up with that rock vibe. Missing my da-da-da. Missing that all of this love is toxic.
All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose, child. I got a lot of questions. What do you think about the matches? The match card is a little but I mean, given the fact that there aren't really a lot of feuds leading into War Games that needed to be dealt with, and honestly, a lot of the stuff surrounding the bigger stories is what War Games is generally about. So while it's not ideal, these smaller matches, I understand them. This will probably be the last time AJ Styles and Finn battle each other individually as adversaries. Which, okay, fine, fucking finally. I love that because I'm tired of seeing them fight. And there's a lot of factions in WWE, small and large. And I'd love to see what they're going to do, moving on. Because Judgment Day has a tendency to latch on to one specific person and then stay there. And it seems like Edge leaves every 2 months and then comes back. And then he has a feud for a while and then he leaves. And he's been gone for a minute. So I think Edge is probably going to have a match with them at Royal Rumble. He more than likely is going to show up at Survivor Series when these two fight, which cool beans. He probably is going to show up then. I would, if I were them, I'd have him show up and attack Dominic, attack Damian Priest. And I would have Beth Phoenix take Rhea Ripley's ass out before she even got in the damn match at War Games. I mean, I'm just dead ass serious because I feel like even though these feuds, these stories have to come to a close, they have to have an ending, and they don't. They rarely do. And it's like you have ample opportunity to give a closure to the story and wrap it up, whether it's wrapped up with Judgment Day being the victor or with Edge coming back and getting some. Because I mean, it's just like Edge's loss to them was just open-ended. It just left a lot of unanswered questions. If you're invested in the story, some people are and some people aren't. But if you're invested in their story, you're like, okay, what does this mean now for him? You know what I mean? Hold on, y'all. I gotta get up on this bed, child. Grab the computer so it don't fall. Okay. I'm short. So I have to climb in the bed, child. Anyways, if you're invested in a story it left a lot of unanswered questions. And you probably are like, okay, Beth got messed up, so that's it. You're just gonna let Rhea Ripley troll her like that. You just gonna you just gonna allow them to beat your wife down like that in front of you. Like it just left a lot open. So if I was them, I would close the chapter on AJ and Finn and continue on with Edge into Royal Rumble and let that be the last time that those people meet. Let let Beth get her lick back on Rhea Ripley because there's been no checks and balances for Judgment Day. Even with the OC being completely matching them from Rhea to Mia to Gallows and Anderson, they have matched them. They still have not been able to contend with the Judgment Day. And that just means it just makes it so less palatable. And I'm just like, wow, yeah, everybody loves a good heel, it's got to be fun to watch on both sides, and it isn't. They have to fix it. If WWE was smart, they let Edge come back, get his comeuppance, take the OC down. They would dismantle the OC, not the OC, but the Judgment Day. They would dismantle the Judgment Day by kicking Finn's ass out and let Finn be a lone wolf again. And then Rhea Ripley could keep Dom under her spell while Damian Priest is still a whore. And we're all watching it and loving it as it continues to unfold in front of our very eyes. And there you have it, people. That's how you should wrap up that. Now you can keep the OC running around doing what they do, and me and Yim, aka Me Chin, can do whatever she wants to do. She's back in the WWE, so I'm glad for her. She ain't got that ugly ass uniboob top on no more, so I'm happy about that. It's just a lot to be thankful for this year. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is that today it was supposed to be Johnny Gargano versus The Miz in a match. But apparently Miz, he didn't feel that too much. So he went and got a suitable replacement, which was Omos. So it was Omos versus Johnny Gargano, which train wreck. I'm sorry. Johnny tried to save that match so much. Train wreck. It was a train wreck. I was just like, no. I thought you were going to say that we get little sniffles on the press conference. Absolutely not. So how do you feel about Bianca's title run so far? Bianca's title run to me has been okay. I feel like every time Bianca does get the title, she ends up getting in extremely lengthy feuds with, of course, Bayley. Her first title reign on the main roster, her title run with Bayley was majority of her title reign. Like that was the basics of her title reign was Bayley. You know what I'm saying? Then it was Carmella, which she had like, ended up fighting Carmella like twice. That happened again on her Raw reign. It's like they just mirroring the shit. Like they just like, okay, Carmella's a former champ, let's throw her in there. And we having Bayley come back and she's got damage control. So we're going to have her have a feud for a while. We talking about from SummerSlam until now. So SummerSlam was when? Like July? End of July? Or was it August?
Somewhere around there. It's been almost 4 months.
Okay. Hold on. What you miss? Did you watch Raw today, Nicole? So yeah, SummerSlam was July 30th. So that was the end of the month. So let's just say it was, from August until now. So this is November. So August, September, October, November, a little less than 4 months. All right. Well, it's actually very much shy of 4 months. It's been 3 months that they've been fighting. Okay. Not he missed the first time. Darn stupid. So in that 3-month span, Bianca has had nothing but damage control as her meat and potatoes, her main bread and butter. That has been where she has been at. That is the main chunk of her title reign. Prior to that, it was Becky. Okay? And then after that, it was who was it? It was Carmella. So before it was Becky, it was Carmella. Carmella had because she won the title from Becky, and then they broke off from Becky for a little while and had Carmella going after her. They wrestled at Money in the Bank. They wrestled again after that, and then that was it for her. And then she moved into Becky again. Becky won the right to go up against her again. They wrestled once, I think, at one pay-per-view. And then they ended up wrestling again at SummerSlam. And then after that, big, because like the majority of her last year was fighting Becky. Then coming into this new year, she was fighting Becky. So for like almost a damn year, she been trying to get the title. She been wrestling Becky for a year almost. Like she had almost a year-long feud with Becky. Okay. She took some breaks in between there, but she almost had a year-long feud with Becky. Then she got her title, got the Raw Women's Championship, and then it was just trickling down. She went from having this massive chunk of fighting with Becky to then moving into Bayley. And it's just been that way ever since. She really hasn't had any title feud where she's been defending her title consistently against multiple competitors. She's had actual mainstay feuds, which I don't mind. That's not a bad thing. I don't have a problem with her feuds. I don't have a problem with her title reign per se. What I have an issue with is the repetitiveness of her opponents, because I feel like you could have been built Nikki up to be an opponent for her, or when Rhea Ripley got cleared, she should have been next in line. After Bayley lost the second time, that should have been it. That should have been it. Do you understand? Because, child, I'm tired of Miss Ding Dong Hello. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her. If you was running WWE, what would you do with AJ Styles and Finn Balor after they have a match on Saturday? I would put one of them on Seth Rollins. More than likely, it's going to be Finn. Finn and Seth Rollins have more history than AJ Styles and Rollins do, in my opinion. Neither one of them is a face, but both of them are heels. But I'd rather root for Seth Rollins than to root for AJ, than to root for Finn at the moment. So I would put Finn back on Seth Rollins and let that play out the way it needs to play out. AJ Styles, don't know. I feel like AJ Styles could relax for a little while. Or I'd send him to SmackDown and let him and the OC go up against Imperium and Gunther. Let them fight it out. Because right now, the Brawling Brutes is intertwined with the Usos and shit and Roman. So they ain't going after Gunther. Whoever challenges Gunther after this World Cup tournament, they are not beating him for that title. So send AJ Styles' ass over there to SmackDown with the OC and let them feud with Gunther for a little while. They don't have shit to do. They can send them back and forth on each other's shows. Simple. I would like to see Bianca versus Rhea. That is happening. I think after this shit with this Survivor Series War Games, they more than likely are going to let Rhea Ripley get her title shot because she never got it. She won the opportunity to get it, but she never got it. I'm talking about the Raw matches. The Raw matches were okay. In my opinion, that match with Elias and Matt Riddle and the Alpha Academy, it just went on too long for me. I didn't care for that match. The match between Drew and Corbin was actually pretty decent, and I don't even fuck with Corbin like that, but it was okay. I liked the Brawling Brutes match with Judgment Day. I thought they did good in that match. It was an okay Raw. Match-wise, everything was fairly solid. I preferred the promos and conversations to the matches because it just it wasn't my cup of tea. And Rhea and Asuka actually did very well. Their match was one of the best matches of the night. They did very well in their match. It wasn't a lot of hiccups or problems in that match. It was fairly simplistic, but it was done. It was executed correctly. And that's all that I ask. And they did okay. So match wise, if I had to give it a grade, I give it a B minus. It wasn't as interesting as you want it to be, but it was okay. Theory and Mustafa Ali's match was good. Mustafa Ali ribs his toe up, so him hitting that shooting press really scared the fuck out of me, but he did it. It is what it is, babes. She asked, you didn't get to watch it. You only saw 2 minutes of Mustafa Ali match. Okay. Hunter said he missed it the first time. Child, I'm going to need for him to go back and run the tape. He got more access to the tapes than we do. No excuse. I saw like 2 minutes of Ali match and that's it. Well, crash course. Started off with Kevin. Kevin basically was like, I only got into that match with this War Games match. 1, because it's War Games, but 2, because I'm going after Roman. I want them damn championships. So basically, Kevin Owens has already set his sights on Roman Reigns once again. Now, like I said earlier, if they allow Kevin to go after Roman for a second time, then it will only be even better in terms of poetic justice that Kevin get the damn titles off of Roman Reigns when nobody else has been able to. Because Kevin did say one thing that was right today. He said Kevin was like, I was the first one to take you to the limit. Not once, not twice, but 3 times in every encounter that we had. He is absolutely correct. While Jey Uso may have kicked off Roman Reigns' title reign as the tribal chief, it was Kevin who gave him his first true solid win over another champion and being champion. You get what I'm saying? Like, Kevin was his first true competitor because he didn't really see Jey Uso as a competitor. He saw him as an obstacle in his way. But Kevin was a true threat to his championship. So that's how you have to look at it. So my thing is, if they do what I think they're going to do, which is have Kevin double back and have a match with Roman and actually take those championships from him, it'll be poetic justice, especially with the momentum and all of the love that Kevin has been getting lately. He is over beyond measure at this moment. Every time he comes out there, it is electric in that damn crowd. It's loud, it's boisterous. They be screaming at the top of their lungs when Kevin has come out there. So, child, next up, what do we have next after that? Child, I don't even remember. Oh, they had a match. The Brawling Brutes went up against Judgment Day because Judgment Day came out there and pretty much said they was on their turf. You know how you, like, a gang will come out the woodwork, like, why is you standing on my corner? Like, you had to tell me where you from on some gangster thug shit. Like, if you ever listen to Kendrick Lamar's album, and on the album, he going to pick up that girl. What's her name? Shireen? That's her name. And she done set him up, right? She done set him up to get robbed. And they like, you better tell me where you from. I want to know where your mama stay, your daddy stay. I want to know where your grandmama stay, nigga. Like, get out the fucking bed, huh? Right, give me your card. You trying to come see Sheree? I
don't care who he here for. I want to know where he from.
That's the kind of shit they was on. And didn't execute it right because they gave Dominic a damn microphone, which never, ever, ever do that. Okay? Anyway.
Dominic is like the sport broadcaster from fucking Anchorman. That's what Dominic reminded me of every time he talked when they cut promos.
The one Steve Carell played?
No, not Steve Carell.
Which anchor are you talking about?
The one who does the sports in Anchorman.
I didn't watch Anchorman like you did.
He had the dumbass catchphrase and he wore the cowboy hat.
Oh, the one that looked a little slow.
Yeah. That's Dominic. Every time they get that man a microphone.
Please stop. What else happened? Oh, at the end, they decided they had Rhea go up against Asuka, and Asuka lost to Rhea. So Rhea and Team Damage Control have won the advantage going into Survivor Series. Alpha Academy lost to Elias and Matt Riddle. Johnny Gargano lost to Omos because Miz was being a bitch and didn't want to wrestle him, so he had himself replaced by Omos. At the end of the show was when the girls came into play. Basically, Rhea Ripley attacked Michin, which is, Mia Yim. She attacked her. So it was just Asuka, Bianca, and Bliss going up against all 5 of them. Now, after the match, Asuka lost. Bayley yanked her out the ring, beat her up, and they went over there to go save their girl. After they kind of got the jump on all five of them got the jump on the 3 girls.
What's name almost missed the fucking cue.
Who?
Fucking Io. Like the ref was going to check her to make sure she okay, and she was saying no, but she was saying yeah. Now Asuka had her arm out there, and the cue was for them to pull her out. Was when she went to wiggle her fingers. That was the all right, we gonna snatch her ass out. But when she had her arm out there, she never moved her hand before the ref. She told the ref she was okay because you see Io trying to go in there, but she kind of went back. And then when the ref was check on her,
she
arm
went
is
back
out
because
there,
the ref turned around back.
But then when she went, but when her arm was still out there and the ref was talking to her, she moved her hands. That's when Bayley went in there and snatched her out. The ref was still standing right there.
It was Bayley who pulled her first. They cut to the replay of the match, and then we saw Bayley pull her out. But Bayley grabbed her arm before they cut to that replay. It was Bayley who jumped. Because Io was on the apron, so was Dakota, but they jumped back when the ref put his hand out like this. They moved back,
right.
But Bayley grabbed her arm. That's the shirt, but where the pants? Bayley grabbed her arm. I'm gonna have to work girdle with that.
You want to put it in the suitcase?
Yeah.
All right.
Bayley grabbed her arm, and I hope I can pull it up my ass, child. I got a lot of ass. Bayley grabbed her arm and she pulled her out that way. But anyways, the rest of the stuff. I mean, they had a whole thing with Austin Theory. Austin Theory had the match with Mustafa Ali. He had already heard what Seth Rollins said. He responded to that. And then Bobby responded to Austin while he was trying to attack Mustafa Ali. This led to a confrontation between the 2 of them, which led to them fighting, which led to them running to the back. Austin Theory throwing Mustafa Ali in front of Lashley and getting Mustafa Ali beat up again. This is like the 3rd time that man has been accosted. Like, I'm just getting tired of it. At this point, it's a hate crime. It's a goddamn hate crime. It is a hate crime, okay? Now, KB said if they can let Mandy go almost 400 days as champ, then Bianca doesn't need to drop the title till SummerSlam next year. I am okay with Bianca being a year-long champion and then dropping it afterwards. I don't have a problem with her dropping it at Money in the Bank. I don't have an issue with that. But it is true. Like, I feel like you let somebody like Bianca be, I mean, this is the last one.
Mm-mm.
The blueberry one was pretty decent, though. Oh, we got 2 of them. I'm gonna just crack this open.
Oh, we got one more.
Can I get that blackberry ginger ale? That's the watermelon one. That one was nasty.
You got you. Don't feel on there. You get some ice and fill up in a cup of whatever some water.
You can throw that thing in the way too, in the trash too.
What about?
That thing right there behind you. Hell in a Cell, then SummerSlam. Thank you, Don, because I couldn't figure out what it was, and it was Hell in a Cell. Was Bianca in Hell in a Cell?
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't she? Who did Bianca challenge at Hell in a Cell? Or who challenged Bianca at Hell in a Cell? Was it Becky? Again? Damage Control gotta pack it up. Girl, I'm telling you. She fought Asuka and Becky at Hell in a Cell?
She did, I don't remember.
I don't think it was. Wait a minute. She had a triple threat match? Why don't I remember that? I remember the Hell in a Cell match between Cody and Seth.
Wait. Why did they do sound familiar?
I don't remember the match card for Hell in a Cell besides Cody and Seth. I really don't. And I hate that. My brain. Yeah, it was a triple threat match. I don't even remember that fucking match. Okay, I remember because every time Becky kept trying to do something, Asuka kept being in her way. And they made it a triple threat, and it did open the show. I do remember, but I didn't remember it being at Hell in a Cell. Why don't I remember it being at Hell in a Cell? The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Kevin Owens went up against Ezekiel. Judgment Day went up against Styles, Balor, and Phil. Oh, yeah. I hated that match. That match sucked. Bobby Lashley beat Omos and MVP. Madcap Moss beat Corbin in the No Holds Barred match. That match was 12 minutes. Oh, because that was the only Hell in a Cell match. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a women's Hell in a Cell. Mm-mm. That's fucked up. Okay. Ooh, if AJ and Gunther happen to go at it, we'd see AJ's hair whip back if he gets slapped in the chest. What a visual. She said, period, Kevin. Yes, I'm telling you. It'll be fucking epic. All they gotta do is pull the trigger. Yeah, she was in Hell in a Cell. Let her drop next year and turn heel. She fought Asuka and Becky. She's been in the cell, but it was Becky and Asuka. It was her and Bayley in Hell in a Cell for the SD title. Okay, I got it. Because the story was kind of iffy. They opened the show. Oh, shit. Everyone was too distracted by the Cody and Seth match. Mainly because Seth looked like he was about to die out there with that detached pectoral muscle. And we all just sitting there like, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. That shit gonna go down in history.
No way, shit. It was already tore off the bone. He couldn't do no more damage to it.
Yeah, but goddamn, it looked brutal.
He was like, fuck it. I'm like, it's already messed up. Let's go with it. Shit.
Oh, it looked so bad.
I can't do no worse.
It looked so fucking bad. It looked so bad. Any whoosies. So pretty much that's what they did. Now, Nicole, you wasn't there. You didn't watch the show. They look like Kevin. Don't it?
Kinda.
Who is that?
That was my person.
You made him?
That's one of the faces that was up there.
It looked like Kevin, though. That looked like my dad. I don't like my daddy.
It do.
Look just like Logan. Little pet ass.
Oh, I have to deal with him in the car. Well, no, I ain't gonna deal with him in the
car. You sure don't? He's gonna be in mama car. Don said, well, Mandy needs the dominant shtick more than Bianca, and Bianca can drop at Money in the Bank. Okay. So, what they did announce, Nicole, was that they're going to announce the 5th member of Bianca's team on SmackDown. SmackDown will also have the final match for the advantage for the men on SmackDown. Drew and Sheamus are going to represent Team Brawling Brutes, whereas the Usos are going to represent the Bloodline, and that will determine who will have the advantage going into War Games. And I can pretty much guarantee that it's going to be the Usos who are going to win the advantage, and the Bloodline are going to lose inside War Games. It was a clean tear, so nothing else could be done to it. I know, it just looked bad. It was like, Jesus Christ. The blood all pooling behind the skin and shit. I was like, God damn. Woo. Anyways, so that's what happened on Raw, child. It really wasn't a lot. They pretty much just ramped up Survivor Series. It was a lot of unnecessary fights. But it wasn't nothing that made you feel like you missed anything. It wasn't nothing like that. And the fact that Seth came out in the polka dotted pants, yeah, he known for getting underneath people's skin. Like when they had that match when Seth and Roman had their feud, and he came out there in the Shield gear, nigga. I was like, oh, he a menace. But I like that in him though. I like it. Mandy plus dominance equals mid matches. That's her. That's why she in NXT, babe. That's why she in NXT. Who we think showing up? It's got to be Becky. Like I was telling everybody earlier, if it was Candice, and it's no shade to Candice, if it was Candice, there'd be no need for all this grandiosity. And I'm not trying to shade her, but I'm just being real. Like you could have announced Candice today if it was Candice. But it's gonna be what? What is this? Is this a TV show?
No, it's a movie on Paramount Plus. Amari Hardwick is a football player who plays for the Atlanta Falcons. And for some odd reason, she can control him while he's out there in the field with that control. It's weird. I seen the trailer for it, but I wasn't paying attention to it.
Who is Kelly Rowland playing? Her mom?
I don't know.
Child. So I think that it's gonna be Becky that's showing up. Andrade got his bags packed, ready to leave Tony Khan's house. Babe, he put his little message out on Instagram. Andrade said adios. Okay? Buenas noches. Okay? That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. If it was Candice, they would have just told us. So that's why I think it's going to be Becky. Right. That's why I think it's going to be Becky. Donnie said it's more of the look than the reality. It's got to be Becky. It's just got to be. Everybody's speculating that it's Sasha Banks because they keep zooming in on the picture, talking about it's blue in the back. Don't you see the blue? No, I don't see no damn blue. I don't see no blue. Y'all, listen. When she wants to come back is when she'll come back. I ain't chasing after nobody. I don't give a damn. I pay to watch TV. If she don't want to be on TV, that's fine. I respect her decision. I respect what she did and why she left her and Naomi, because they rightfully deserved more than what they were getting. Okay? Totally understand that. It made perfect sense. But at this point, when she ready to bring her ass back, is when she bring her ass back. If she don't, she don't. It's not of no concern to me. I support what I want to support and what she do. Other than that, I'm not finna play motherfucking detective and try to make assumptions of when you coming back, because I ain't got time for that. I really don't, and I don't care. I'm not that invested trying to figure out when she coming back. When she come back, I'm not gonna be shocked that she coming back. Because it's not that big of a deal, but it's very funny to me that a lot of people are trying to speculate and trying to, come up with reasons or think of ways of when she's coming back. But most of y'all was the ones who was talking about something you wanted to see new people. How come y'all don't want to see new people now? We getting new people. new people at the top of the mountain now, but you're still pounding away for Sasha Banks. It goes to show that you really did not want new people. You just wanted to see who you wanted at the top of the mountain. You get more respect when you just say what you feel instead of lying. Okay? Because you lied. I'm just telling you. Right. I know who really showing up. I'm not going to even put your comment up, KB, because I know you're going to be on some bullshit. It got to be Becky. Sasha ain't coming back. If she do, this going to be a farewell match, and she going to be on her way out. Like that one kid who leaves to sleep over early because they couldn't hang. Child. See what I'm saying? A mess. Andrade is like the little girl that was like, my dad's in prison. That's my dad. All right, I'm done. No, you ain't. You're going to do it again. I tell y'all love them. I ain't going to worry about what they doing till they show back up to work again. Love them, though. I mean, it's cool. Most of the girls in this War Games match are the new school. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Putting Sasha in the War Games match does not make sense in any way, shape, or form. It'll only look like the only reason why you got her there is because you trying to amp up War Games so people will watch it. But people gonna watch War Games anyway because that men's War Games match is gonna eat. That shit gonna be fire. Now, I don't know how this women's War Games match gonna be. I know Rhea Ripley gonna perform. I know Bayley gonna perform. I know Io gonna do what she do. And I know that Bianca's gonna do what she do. But I just got a feeling that the men's War Games match is gonna snap harder than the women's. I just feel like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, I don't believe it can't be. She'll be in next year. I mean, of course, you could build the War Games around Sasha and them next year, but not this one. Like, she don't need to be in it. A sneak choice could be Chelsea Green because her contracts are up. That's my dark horse pick. I don't know. I don't want Chelsea to be in it either. That's you and Don's girl. I know y'all like her, but I could live without Chelsea being in it. I don't want to see Chelsea in her. And I will rightfully apologize if I see something different, but I have not been afforded to be able to watch Chelsea in any way, shape, or form. I don't think she's a bad wrestler. Chelsea's just not my cup of tea. I just don't like her. And not that she's a bad person either. Because it ain't that. She's just not that. She's not my girl. I'm just not a fan of her like that. I'm cool. What's the matter? What? He got an ecosystem. Did he fall asleep? Chris, you awake? Put it right there, babe. He said, oh, hold up. I saw an article today that Crunchy need Tegan being in the match. Oh, my God.
Hey, that's what we got the case for.
Dry, please. Be careful. Let me tell y'all something. I do not want to see Tegan Knox in this match. She don't make sense either. Just because she came back don't mean she should be in the match. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Mia came back and they put Mia in the match. To be honest with you, they owed Mia this match. The last time they had War Games was the time before the last two times. Mia was set to be in that War Games and she was pulled from it, and they ended up putting Tegan and Dakota in that match. Now, oh God, excuse me, they owed Mia this match. Okay. Plus, it makes sense for the storyline with Rhea Ripley that she's in it. Now, I don't care for Tegan. A lot of people do. I don't. I could live without her being there. They want to bring Tegan back, be my fucking guest, but in my opinion, she doesn't need to be in War Games. And quite honestly, she's right there with Candice. There's no reason for them to hold out until Friday, for them to announce fucking Tegan Knox. That's gonna be disappointing as hell. Okay, that's gonna be a disappointment. Pete and Shane is crazy. They're gonna tear that shit up, right? That match gonna slap. It's gonna slap. Plus, Kevin's gonna be in it. That shit gonna be dope. This is why I didn't believe that you were gonna stop saying crazy stuff. Well, I mean, it's not crazy. They have been saying that Tegan Knox was coming back for quite some time. And if she does show up, I wouldn't give a damn. I don't like Tegan, so I don't give a shit. She's good at gimmick matches, so I wouldn't be mad at it. I mean, that's cool. Nah, Leah, I said it early. I don't know how true it is, but it reminded me of what Don said the other night. Oh God. They took her out with a shoe injury. Exactly. So she was old one. And like I said, it makes sense per the storyline from the adjacent storyline of the Judgment Day versus the OC. So it makes sense for Mia to be in War Games along with Rhea Ripley. Right? So to me, you bring in Becky, especially if Becky is prepared, ready to go. You want that match to be a big marquee match. While Bianca's a big name, Bayley's a big name, and so is Bliss and Asuka. If you're going to go there, you still have, and Rhea Ripley, you still have Becky's star power that will boost it to the moon, putting her in that match. She needs to be the one in it. She needs to be the one. Now, if Mia Yim and Rhea Ripley were having a match of their own at Survivor Series, then Candice would have been the perfect candidate to be in War Games, no matter what team she was on. Okay, I would have loved to see Candice in there. Candice is always a good candidate. But it could have been that Candice wanted to spend some more time with her baby, or maybe, she just, she wanted to do a little bit more nursing or whatever. Whatever the case may be, we haven't seen Candice on television since she got beat up by Damage Control. We have not seen her. Her husband has been on TV, but she has not. She has not even re-debuted. Okay? So, whatever's going on with Candice, hopefully she comes back healthy and ready to go. And we'll see how all of that plays out. Okay? Also, haven't seen the Street Profits in a while, and that is because Montez Ford had a foot injury, and he's been out with his foot injury. Hopefully he's rehabbing and he'll be back soon. Also, Dawkins should be back soon with Montez in tow. Okay, sir. All that's happening for Saturday. Tomorrow, let me see if I got the pictures. I don't know. Tomorrow, Wesley is going up against Carmelo Hayes, and they're going to compete for the North American Championship. Now, I don't know when they're going to start the tournament for deciding who's going to be inside the Survivors Challenge for Deadline. I don't know when they're going to start doing this, but Deadline is December 10th on Saturday. It seems like WWE loves a good Saturday pay-per-view, love. So we're going to have our pay-per-views on Saturday from now on. Deadline will be on Saturday, December 10th. It usually starts at 7 with the pre-show, and it starts at 8 officially for the show to kick off. And the Survivors, the first, what is it called? Oh my God, I cannot see. That damn live thing is taking up all the space. I can't see. Hold on, child. I miss blind. I miss blind. Oh, it's called the Iron Survivor. Sorry, y'all. Child. I couldn't see word for damn. It's called the Iron Survivor Challenge. Okay. 5 superstars will compete in a 25-minute match. 2 will begin the match. Every 5 minutes, 1 new opponent will enter until all 5 are in the ring. The goal is to have the most falls at the end of the 25 minutes. Pinfalls equal 1 point. Superstars pinned, any superstar that gets pinned goes into the penalty box for 90 seconds. Now, you can get a point via pinfall, submission, or disqualification. You can gain a point that way. So let Sean say it so y'all can hear it from his mouth, and then I promise I will leave y'all alone. But hold on, child.
NXT is a brand focusing on developing the superstars of tomorrow, but also a brand focused on innovation. On Saturday, December 10th, at NXT Deadline, we will present to you a revolutionary new match never done before in WWE history, the Iron Survivor Challenge. There will be 2 Iron Survivor Challenges at NXT Deadline, one for the men and one for the women. 5 superstars will compete in this unique 25-minute match. They will battle each other and the clock. 2 superstars will start the match. Every 5 minutes, a new superstar will enter until all 5 are in the ring. The goal of the match is to have the most falls when the clock hits 25 minutes. Falls can be won at any time via pinfall, submission, or disqualification. When a superstar wins a fall, they will earn 1 point. However, when the superstar loses a fall, they must pay the penalty. They are forced out of the ring and into the penalty box for 90 seconds. Once the 90 seconds are up, that superstar can re-enter the match. The superstar who has scored the most falls when the clock hits 25 minutes will be named the Iron Survivor and become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. The superstars competing in this one-of-a-kind, first-time ever match will be announced in the coming weeks. Thank you, and we'll see you Saturday, December 10th at NXT Deadline.
Okay, so y'all heard Shiny Boy tell the story, okay? I think old girl should put her title on the line in that match and drop it to Indy. I don't care what she do. She could drop it to a dog for all I care. Just drop the fucking title, okay? I don't care what she do. Have we seen Dijakovic's tease lately? Yes, Dijakovic had a tease last Tuesday where he said he was going to be showing up in NXT very soon. Also, Scripps made it very clear that he was going to be popping up in NXT tomorrow. Now, along with Wesley having his match with Carmelo Hayes, I'm sure Mandy's going to brag about being the last woman standing. Isla Dawn has got to answer for what she did to Alba Fire this past week. Yeah. So there you have it. NXT is coming up tomorrow. If you care, you can watch NXT. I think tomorrow's NXT will be pretty decent. It's gonna be interesting. The voice modulator makes Sean sound like a kidnapper with a ransom. Listen, I had to do what I had to do. WWE is notorious for flagging content that they deem to be theirs. It don't matter how much manipulation you do, a copyright strike is a copyright strike, babe. So I had to try to do what I can to try to make it so that it could bypass those little things. So it's like the championship scramble, but better. Something like that, yes. But it's very reminiscent of an Impact match. Quite frankly, it's very reminiscent of the last Impact match when I believe Mickie James was champion. They had that match then. Mia Yim was in it. So was what is her name? Chelsea Green, Mickie James, and there was a couple others. I believe it was 3 other women in that match. Tasha Steelz, and there was 2 other people. I don't know who they were. It might have been Deonna Purrazzo and somebody else, but they had that match, and it sounds reminiscent to that match. Now, he did make it clear that it was never done before in WWE, but I do think that that match is very reminiscent of an Impact match that they just recently had. Matter of fact, let me go look that up. Nicole might know if she's still in here. Impact Women's Match 2022. I don't even remember title match. Was it Bound for Glory that they did this? I feel like it was earlier in the year. Yeah, it's that same kind of match. But I don't know what the name of that match was, and I don't know who else was in it. I do remember it had to be Deanna. It was Deanna, Mickey James, Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, Tasha Steeles. I think those were the 5 girls in that match. So let me Google it. Let me see if I can find the match. Tasha Steeles, Mickey James, Yana Perazzo, and Chelsea Green. What was this called?
These 5 are going to have to trust each other. It's all for Impact Wrestling against Honor No More and No Surrender. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is a tag team match. Introducing first, the King of Savannah Evans.
No, that was a regular match. I need to know what this match is called. Oh my God. I feel like I know what it is. He said try penalty match. Okay. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Was it at Hard to Kill? No, because Mickey defended her title against Deanna Purrazzo at Hard to Kill. And that was a Texas death match. Was it Slammiversary they had that match? Okay, that was when they had the reverse battle royal, which is weird. That was a weird ass match. Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Monsters Ball. That wasn't the same match. 10-man tag team. Queen of the Mountain. That's what it was called. Okay, so Tasha said it was Jordan Grace. You was right, Don. It was Jordan Grace, Mia Yim, Deanna Purrazzo, and Chelsea Green was all going after Tasha Steelz for the the Knockouts World Championship. And it said the wrestlers begin as ineligible. A wrestler becomes eligible with a pinfall or submission over another wrestler. The wrestler who gets pinned or submitted gets 2 minutes in the penalty box. Eligible wrestler wins by climbing a ladder and hanging the belt above the ring, thus winning the match and the Knockouts Championship. So it's a bit more complicated than this. You was right, Don. I got you. It's a bit more complicated than this Iron Survivor Challenge. This is more simplistic than that Queen of the Mountain match. Okay? Because they have to literally grab the belt and take the belt up the ladder and put it above the rope, the ladder to be declared the winner, which I think is silly. I think you should be able, in order to be declared the Queen of the Mountain, in a sense, it's kind of like when they go on Mount Everest and they put a flag on Mount Everest, you know? But in my opinion, it just looks silly for you to be climbing up the ladder with the belt. But whatever, live your best life. So I found that it happened at Slammiversary, and it was the Queen of the Mountain match. That's what I was thinking for. I was searching for it. Not people mad about the match. Baby, they was upset, honey. They was upset. Grace got ramped up more temply. Who ended up winning this match? It was Jordan Grace, right? Well, she did. She won it. And then, man, the WWE is doing it. Well, WWE doing it in a different way. So I'm not mad about it. I mean, people take match ideas all the time. So I'm not necessarily mad about it. But Impact is innovative with their type of matches, like their X Division matches where they put the X above the ring and they hang the belt up there and you got to fight on top of the X. Like that shit is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't have a problem with this match. I don't understand why people are so mad about this. I actually like the setup of it. Nobody has a belt going into this, or at least we don't think so. And everybody is going to be vying for the same thing. And it's 25 minutes, which means these two matches together are going to be an hour. Okay. So, well, like, they're going to be 10 minutes shy of an hour. Okay, so that's probably going to take up majority of the show. The last hour of Deadline, more than likely, is going to be, well, they're probably going to split it up. Put the women's Iron Survivor Challenge first, put the men's Iron Survivor Challenge last. Amazing. Do you, babes? But I'm just saying, like, I think that is pretty cool. People do it all the time. They do. So I think it's a decent match to bite off of. I thought it was smart how they scaled it back. They didn't make it too difficult. So I like the concept of the Iron Survivor Challenge. Now, what I did find was a lot of people was very confused as to why two superstars are going to begin the match, and then every 5 minutes somebody else might jump in. They're like, oh, well, that's going to give the two people who start the match an advantage. I'm like, babe, this is WWE. Okay? This is the E. Nobody in that first 5 minutes is going to get a pinfall. Trust me. If they do, I'll be fucking shocked. Okay. And if they do, it's gonna be one person who's gonna get a pinfall. Then somebody's gonna bust out of their box, come into the ring, and then the match doesn't it officially will start every 5 minutes. Somebody else is coming in. Okay, so the goal is to get a fall. You're supposed to get a pinfall of some kind, and you're supposed to have the most falls by the last 25, by the 25 minutes. Within 25 minutes, you had the most pinfalls. Now, babes, if they started out the match with all 5 people in the ring, it wouldn't be that interesting, in my opinion. I think it's better to start it off the way you would do Royal Rumble, which is what they did. They took the first concept of Royal Rumble. 2 people start off the match, and then within 10 1-minute intervals, I think it is, they bring in new people in the match. But instead, every 5 minutes, they bring in somebody else. Okay, cool, fun. Amazing. Love it. Then they have every time that you get pinned, your ass going in the penalty box, which means you lose an opportunity to get a pinfall. I like the concept. I like the idea. It's an odd number of people wrestling in the match, which gives everybody an equal opportunity, in my opinion, to get somebody. Now, you could be shady and do some Miz or Alexa Bliss shit and just bide your time on the outside of the ring, and with some nefarious shit go down, go in there and pick up a couple pinfalls. Okay? You got to be smart in these kinds of matches. Okay? But anyway, now y'all know that last week Zoe cut the promo of her life, honey, telling everybody why she turned on Nikita, child, like we care. We don't. We didn't care when you did it, girl. We didn't. But she had to tell everybody, child. So I guess we gonna get Nikita back because she showed up when they was on their live tour. So maybe Nikita will bring her punk ass in there this week, and we'll see what they gonna do. Now Friday we gonna finish out these semifinals for the World Cup. Braun Strowman is gonna go up against Ricochet, and I think Butch beat Sammy last Friday, so it's gonna be Butch going up against Santos Escobar for his semifinal slot. Now, we're going to have to wait and see how this play out, girl. And, of course, Friday, we're going to get the tag team of Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez going up against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. And, of course, like I said earlier, we have Sheamus and Drew going up against the Usos to decide who is going to have the advantage going into War Games. And more than likely, the Usos are going to win the advantage. And I'm telling you, whoever wins the advantage is not going to win in War Games. So if Sheamus and Drew win, they losing, babes. Charlie was the promo of her life. She was out there talking all this shit. Then she out there giving Mandy props, sucking on her tit. I said, girl, now all of a sudden she the most dominant women's champion in the NXT history. But before, you said she was a bum bitch. So I don't know which is it. She either a bum bitch or she a dominant champion. She can't be both. She can't be both, Miss Grown. She has to be one or the other. But anywhoosies, I will come back and we will talk about NXT tomorrow. And I will give y'all a full recap of everything that's going into Survivor Series, because I don't think I'll be able to come on live Wednesday because I got to go out of town. I'm still packing for that, child. Because I got to go out of town and go kick it with my sister and them for Thanksgiving. I really do not want to go. With the other girl, she's getting her ass beat, child. It's like the girl that's cool. Babe, I don't know. It's a mess. But I will be back tomorrow. And I will come on here tomorrow and we will chit chat about NXT. hopefully I watch NXT. We'll chit chat about NXT, and I will give y'all a full recap of Survivor Series and where that's going. And we'll talk about Friday and what's going to happen on Friday, just like we did tonight. And then I will see y'all probably again on Friday. Friday will be SmackDown. I probably will go live again. And then after that is Survivor Series on Saturday, and I will go live on for Survivor Series. Tonight, I'm probably going to do the storyline recap for the podcast and post that up. So, yeah. We got a lot going on. Oh, like the two girls who had a fight in the school and they calmed down in the principal's office. It's similar to that. It's similar to that. Or they became friends. It's like when you get your ass beat by the cool girl, by the popular girl, and then you decide that, you know, if you can't beat them, join them. So you start being her friend. Don't ask me because I don't know nothing about that. But I've seen people do it. People I went to high school with did that shit. Literally got their ass whooped, and then about 2 or 3 weeks later, they were seen walking through the halls with the girl. I'm like, damn, is she holding you captive, bitch? I thought she just whooped your ass in the damn stairwell. What is you doing? Like, me and her talk, we cool. Me and her talk, we is real good. I'm like, oh, so basically when it comes to Mandy and Zoe, it must have been after she got hit in the head with her own knee brace that things started to click. Bam. Oh, I can't beat her. Mainly because, I don't know, I can't beat her. Like, we all try to figure out how Mandy keep winning all her matches besides the fact that, you know, the girls be coming out there and helping her. But, like, if it's not them, it's somebody else. And it's just like, damn, at this point, we don't care. We don't care no more. Right? Like, blink once, twice if you need help, girl. I'm just saying. Any hoosies, y'all. Y'all be easy. I'll see y'all tomorrow. So thank y'all for coming through. Make sure you follow the podcast, please. We work really hard on that podcast. And I know sometimes our uploads are sporadic, but when we do upload, we upload good content. This week, we're going to be recording our almost last episode. This is going to be our second to last episode. We are going to be doing our roast sessions this week, and we're going to talk about all of the things leading up into this week's Survivor Series. And then after that, we're going to do our final show, which is going to be our recap of Survivor Series and whatever news is going on. And if anything pertinent happens between now and January, of course, we would do a quick podcast to cover all the information. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my show. And I will see you guys tomorrow because I love y'all, okay? And I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. By that being said, bye. Gotta go. Thank y'all so much for coming and being part of my show. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe on the channel. It really helps to get my content out there for everybody to see. And I feel like even though we're a wrestling channel, we talk about a little bit of everything over here when I go live. So make sure you guys follow me on my social media as well. All of my socials are the same at Psych Design TV 2. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook if you're a little nerd and you like Facebook. But don't forget to follow me and subscribe, and make sure you rate my videos and get that algorithm up to push it up so I can start being a little bit more professional, so I can start making some coins. Okay? I will talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.